Okay. Morning, everybody. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Happy New Year. Today is January 6th. Welcome to the City Council's organizational meeting. I'm going to ask our friends in the audience to bring our conversations to a close. We're going to, before we start the meeting, Focus Springfield would like to say a few things about our audio system to kick off the new year with some instructions on our updated equipment and how best to do it. You did it? Okay, George. Thank you. Again, welcome to the City Council's organizational meeting. We're joined here today by our mayor, Dominic Sarno. Thank you for being here with us today, Mayor. We're also joined from... Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor. No, yesterday. Thank you. Thank you. You're making me blush. We're also joined with a representative from Senator Markey's office, former City Council President Jesse Letterman. Thank you for joining us. And with that, we will call our meeting to order. Will the council and our guests please rise for a moment of silence? I'd like to turn it over to Councilor Davila, who would like to dedicate today's moment of silence in honor of two individuals. Councilor Davila, your microphone.
Thank you, Mr. President. Today's moment of silence, I would like to dedicate it to Father Mark Mangle, who went back to the Lord last week. Father Marco was a longtime priest and pastor at Holy Name Church, and also for the memory and for the asking God's mercy for Mike Orellana, the grandson of community activist Pat Trix. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Will the council and our guests please continue to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Madam Clerk, first item.
Then do a vote. Councilors, the first item is the adoption of City Council rules.
Okay. There have been no formally proposed amendments or changes to the rules and orders for 2025. Are there any motions on the matter? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on adoption of the rules.
On adoption of the rules, Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click-Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. Rules are adopted. Madam Clerk, second item.
The second item is the election of the City Council President. For this portion of the meeting, the councilors can nominate a candidate for the City Council President. Once nominations are closed, I'll proceed to take a roll call vote of the body. Councilors are asked to vote by stating out loud the name of the candidate of their choosing. The candidate that receives the majority of votes will be deemed the president for the City Council for the 2025 legislative year and calendar year. I'm officially opening up the floor to accept nominations for President of the City Council for the 2025 legislative session.
Yes. I'd like to nominate Michael Fenton.
Second.
Councilor Santinello nominates Councilor Fenton, seconded by Councilor Govan. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a voice vote, and I remind each councilor to vote by saying the name of the candidate. Councilor Walsh.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Councilor Allen. Michael Fenton. Councilor Delgado.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Councilor Click-Bruce.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Councilor Govan.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Councilor Brown.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Davila.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Curran.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Santinello.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Edwards.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Whitfield.
Michael J. Fenton.
Michael J. Fenton. Counselor Perez.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton. Counselor Fenton.
Michael Fenton.
Michael Fenton.
Thank you very much. So thank you, counselors, so much for that vote of confidence. I have a few words I'd like to say as a part of this acceptance. First, I just want to thank my mom for joining me here today. My mom, Mary Beth's here. Thank you, Mom. I also want to acknowledge and thank Senator Gomez, as well as Representative Gonzalez and other elected and appointed leaders who are here today to honor the City Council on our organizational meeting. I'm deeply honored and humbled to be elected as your City Council President. As I hope you all know, I take this responsibility very seriously, and I'm excited to begin a new chapter in our collective efforts to make Springfield the best city it can be. Thank you to my fellow council members for entrusting me with this important role. This is now my 5th time serving as council president, which is a record, and I sincerely hope that my tenure so far has made us a stronger institution, one that knows when to fight for its place in the balance of power, whether that be through the courts or otherwise, one that operates efficiently, that respects the voices of dissenting parties, that gets things done, and that honors the solemn responsibility that we have been called to carry out by our constituents. I'm grateful for your trust and confidence in me, and I will work every day to demonstrate that your trust has not been misplaced. If past history is a guide, this year's changing federal administration will bring in with it an increase in political hostility and a decrease in civility. Let us not fall into that trap. We can rise above the noise and operate our city government with dignity, professionalism, and kindness. As the elected representatives who are closest to our constituents, we will surely be called on to defend our principles and our people. As before, we will answer that call without hesitation. But let us do it with respect for one another and the diverse opinions of the people that we serve. In closing, let me say this. I am not just the City Council President. I am your representative and designated voice for our institution. It is my job to listen, to lead, and to work alongside all of you in service for our shared goal, a stronger, safer, and more vibrant Springfield. I look forward to the work ahead, and I know that together we will continue to build a city that we can all be proud of. Thank you again for your trust, and let's get to work. Thank you. Okay, Madam Clerk, next item, please.
The next item is the election of the City Council Vice President.
I nominate Tracy Whitfield for Vice President.
Thank you, Councilor Perez. So Councilor Perez nominates Councilor Tracy Whitfield. The vote is seconded by Councilor Click Bruce. At this point, I'm also going to officially open up the floor if there are any other nominations. Hearing none, I will call for a voice vote. And similarly to the City Council President, I will remind each councilor to vote by saying the name of the candidate, starting with Councilor Walsh.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Allen. Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Delgado.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Click Bruce.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Govan.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Brown.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Davila.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Curran.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Santinello.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Edwards.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Perez.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield. Councilor Fenton.
Tracy Whitfield.
Tracy Whitfield.
Thank you, everybody. I guess I got to do this. I didn't write formal remarks, but I wanted to say first that it feels really, really good to have a unanimous vote of my colleagues on the council, so I just want to thank you all for that. I know that we've had strife in the future, in the past, not the future, future's gonna be good, in the past where votes weren't unanimous, and I remember Councilor Walsh saying, "Doesn't that feel good, Tracy?" And I was like, "It sure does." So I just wanted to thank you all first, and then secondly, I want to thank all of the elected officials in the room. Mayor Sarno, I think this is the first time I've seen you here. I've seen you. Doesn't mean it's your first time, but thank you for coming and showing up for this. Senator Gomez, Jesse Letterman, representative for Senator Markey, Carlos Gonzalez, thank you. You, State Rep, you texted me last night to confirm the time, so I appreciate you taking the time before you go to Boston to be here. And all my friends that's in the audience, give yourselves a round of applause. Yes, yes, yes. That also feels good because sometimes I came here alone because of the day. People have to work and can't get out, so it feels good to have support. But I cannot honestly not thank God, because without God and the Lord in my life and being the head of my household and hearing my prayers, I wouldn't be here at all. So I just want to give honor and glory to God. I think that I'm in the best position to learn about the city council rules and how to run meetings from the person who broke the record, Mike Fenton. So I am so happy to work beside you, learn from you. Anytime I call you, you always answer. You always give me the best advice that you can give, that you know. And I just look forward to working with you and making this a successful year. So thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Vice President Whitfield. Madam Clerk, it's now time for the drawing of the seats for the 2025 legislative session.
So this is personally my favorite part because I get to see all the counselors get nervous. And practice dictates that the seating order for this legislative year, as in others, is done by at this organizational meeting. So it's going to be done by lottery. Megan Angelotti, who is always behind the scenes, is going to be taking notes in person today as I walk around. Each counselor is going to draw a number. They get to draw it from this cigar box. And they get to repeat their numbers out loud and not keep them. Councilor Allen?
Two.
Nine for Councilor Delgado. I'm trying not to. 11 for Councilor Click Bruce. Number 3 for Councilor Govan. And I get to pick Councilor Brown's seat.
Give me a good one.
One.
Oh my goodness, Gladys.
Number 7.
Number 7 for Councilor Brown.
Number 6. Yes.
Number 1. Number 10 for Councilor Santinello. Number 5 for Councilor Edwards. 8 for Councilor Whitfield, Council Vice President Whitfield, and Councilor Perez gets to stay in her seat. Focus has asked that I repeat everyone's numbers, so if we can go around and just quickly say, number 4 for Counselor Walsh, number 2, Counselor Allen, number 9, Counselor Delgado, number 11 for Counselor Click Bruce, number 3 for Counselor Govan, 7 for Counselor Brown, 6 for Counselor Davila, your number 1, Counselor Curran. Counselor Centinello is 10. Counselor Edwards is 5. Counselor Whitfield is 8. And number 12 is Counselor Perez.
Okay. Now that will conclude. Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Counselors will change our seats after we handle the very limited business we have here today that was time sensitive. So, Madam Clerk, can you please read the zone change referrals that don't require a vote but do need to be read?
The zone change referrals that are here are to amend the Springfield zoning ordinance by amending Article 4, Section 4.7, registered marijuana dispensary and off-site medical marijuana dispensary. The second one is to amend the Springfield zoning ordinance by amending Article 4 and adding the Section 4.7.120, accessory dwelling units. And the final one is to change the zoning of a property known as the east side of East Columbus Avenue from a business A to a business B.
Okay, thank you, Madam Clerk. Those will be referred to the Planning Board for recommendations. Counselors, we do have 2 business items that Ms. McCafferty asked be added from the Housing Department. One is a grant and one is a small land transfer. So, Madam Clerk, why don't you start with the grant first, please?
The grant is for a community one-stop growth housing choice grant program, no match required, in the amount of $500,000.
Good morning, Jerry. I'm used to saying good evening. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. Congratulations to the council and to the president and vice president, and thank you for taking these 2 time-sensitive matters up today. The first is acceptance of a grant from the state of Massachusetts for $500,000. It is a housing choice grant, a competitive grant that was awarded for pre-development work for development of housing in the former Brightwood Elementary School in the North End. This is New North Citizens Council will be the grant recipient along with their development partner, MPZ Development. The project itself is intended to create 55 units of affordable housing, primarily for seniors. And as I said, this is pre-development funds to get the architectural and engineering work on the project started.
Okay, thank you, Jerry. Any comments or questions from the council on the grant? Councilor Davila?
Thank you, Mr. President. Just more point of information. Just to know, the agenda says that the grant, my apologies, I'm reading the second item instead of the first one. It's $500,000, yes. The second is $500, okay.
Thank you, Councilor Davila. Councilor Whitfield? Your microphone, please.
Jerry, was this written in conjunction with New North Citizen Council, this grant?
Yes, it was.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Seeing no other councilors, Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Point of order.
Oh, Councilor Brown, sorry about that.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a project that I've been following, and this will provide housing, something that we do desperately need it. Like was said, it was awarded from the state. It's looking to provide housing for they're looking primarily for senior. If you go down to that area, you can see that once the project at that area over there is being redeveloped, and I believe that they're doing a great job over there. So this project, I'm really excited to see it because we are in desperate need of housing. So thank you, Jerry. I just wanted to say thank you, Jerry. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
On acceptance of the grant, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Perez?
Recuse.
Recuse, Counselor Fenton?
Yes, more than sufficient. Grant is approved. Madam Clerk, before we call the last item, I want to recognize Ms. Ayanna Crawford, who's also here on behalf of State Representative Orlando Ramos. I apologize, Ayanna, for not seeing you earlier. Thank you for joining us. Madam Clerk, last item, please.
The last item is an order authorizing the mayor to execute a quitclaim deed sale for Southside Union Street to the Old Hill Infill LLC for $500 consideration.
Ms. McCafferty?
Good morning again. This is a vacant lot that is being sold to create one unit of affordable homeownership housing. It will be made available to a household with income of up to 100% area median income. This is part of a number of transfers that we've done in Old Hill. I've been before the council before to create a number of new affordable housing units. Again, homeownership units in the Old Hill neighborhood.
Thank you. Any comments or questions from the council? Councilor Santinello.
Yeah, just briefly go over the conditions on this piece of property, when it's developed and how long time frame, and how did you come up with the $500?
This was made available by through an RFP, request for proposals. This was the only bid for the property. They bid $500 for it, so that's how the price was determined. This is it is funded by state funding. The Neighborhood Stabilization Program is funding the development of the house. This is prior grant funding they've received, and that will require that the house be made affordable to a household at or below 100% area median income. I believe the restriction is for, it's at least 20 years, I believe, actually. Is it 15 years? I'm sorry, it's a 15-year restriction. So if the original household decides to move, it either, I think it still needs to be worked out. Either they need to pay back some of the money or they need to sell it to another household that is under 100% area median income.
Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Santinello. Councilor Whitfield.
I just wanted to ask, where are these RFP requests? How are they advertised?
They are advertised by the Office of Procurement. They are listed in, so they are put in the state registry. They're advertised in the Republican. They are sent to neighborhood councils and city council members, and a broad email distribution list that the city has. So we get them out as much as as broadly as we can.
And I knew that, but I just wanted to ask it publicly because I know that there's a lot of people that say, we never know about these opportunities, how'd they get that land for $500? How can we do the same thing? And I also brought it up because I think that more should be done in other news outlets other than the Republican. I know that by law, because Megan sent me the information, I read it, and it has to be changed by the state legislators that I already put it in Senator Gomez's ear, that we can only, I guess, we're only required to publish in the most widely used news media outlet, which the Republican does kind of have a monopoly on that. But I still think that as a city, we should be more culturally competent, and everyone can afford to buy the Republican or Mass Live subscription. And there are other media outlets for free, and this isn't on you, Jerry, I'm just saying it publicly, for free, that we can also advertise and to give more opportunities to underserved, underrepresented communities and communities of color. So I just wanted to say that out loud. I just wanted to say it because Senator Gomez is also still here, and it's something that we want to work to change through legislative process. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Whitfield. Any other councilors? Councilor Brown.
Thank you, Mr. President. Jerry, I definitely like the programs and things, but is there a way we can adjust the actual pricing? Because for some reason, I don't think when people are doing this, they don't understand. Even when we gave other organizations houses and stuff, they're not able to sell those houses. Whatever the market rate is, it's too much. Is there a way to adjust that to lower it a little bit lower, or is it nothing we can do?
Just to clarify, you're asking, can we bring the price of the house that's built, that is ultimately sold, that price down?
Yes, because they
To the
have
buyer?
houses.
Yes.
Yes, because Home City Housing, for instance, they got a whole bunch of houses and they can't sell those houses. Who's gonna buy those houses at that rate? Is there a way that we can adjust that?
The price ends up being the cost of what it is to develop minus the subsidy, and what is left, the developer needs to get reimbursed the rest of the money. There are several factors that go into how it's calculated. Without additional subsidy, it would be hard to bring down the house, the ultimate purchase price of the house. One thing I will say is I think one of the things we've seen with the Gemini homes is because of a requirement of state funding, those homes have not been eligible for FHA mortgages. And that has been the biggest barrier to selling those homes. So in the next round of this, we have gone back to the state and said, you can't do this to us again. We have to be able to get FHA mortgages because that's the mortgage that most people would use to buy these houses. So the state is working with us on this. It was a problem that happened with Gemini, but we've worked through it so it doesn't happen on future homes. So that's one thing that will make it more affordable. I think the other thing to note is the Gemini homes are condos, and they have a condo fee in addition to the cost of the mortgage. These homes will not. So these homes will be less expensive than the Gemini homes.
Okay, and just piggybacking off of the same issues as far as letting people know, being able to be notified. Is it a way where you can actually create the file and then have a link and then put that link on the city council website so we can direct people, and all they do is have to push that link and it'll shoot up all the actual RFPs and things that are available?
The city's Office of Procurement lists all of those on the website. It sounds like what that might mean is the city council
All it would,
putting a link
all it
to
would,
the procurement
yeah,
site
yes,
on
it's
your own
putting a link
website.
right, yes, on our own website. Yeah, that's something we could do. That's not so we can have that. That's something easy we could do with technology, correct?
We could do that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. Any other councilors? Okay, I also want to recognize Superintendent Akers for joining us today. Thank you, Larry, for being here with us. Thank you so much. We almost didn't recognize you without the dapper uniform and the gold badge there, Larry. Okay, Madam Clerk, please call the roll on our final item.
On approval of the order, Councilor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Delgado.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Click Bruce.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Santinello.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Perez.
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton.
Yes, more than sufficient. Any more business, Madam Clerk?
No, there's not.
Okay, council adjourned. Look forward to a prosperous and busy 2025, everyone. Thank you.